Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show. It's Friday Night Flies. Scotty's flying away. He's got his thumbs up. He's ready to rock and roll. And not very often do you see this man wearing, face the camera, a Rapella hat, tie last.
No, that's true.
Hey,
I'm ending
he's
the
lived
night.
by that. Hey, Talladega Nights, man. If
Hey,
you're not first, you're last.
Then you're last. Yeah, whatever. Somebody's got to be last.
That's right.
So it's Friday Night Flies on Boulder. Thanks for watching all night tonight. Last show, we promise. Not, but it is the last show. We'll be back next week, of course. But yeah, since it's been a long night, we'll get down to the fly here. You can see it off to the side. Of course, we are in Spud Valley, 1380 Birch Street.
You want me to go down there?
Yeah, we can go
Let's
down.
go down there. Okay, buddy.
And by watching the videos, you've seen Zach's done a couple of these. So one of our fans on Facebook reached out to us and posted that he wanted to see what we can do with the Spruce Fly. So mine, unlike Zach's, plays a little bit more homage to the original pattern, which has the pheasant tail or the peacock curl tail. It has the red body. It has a white wing, but we've added some twists. So as we go through it, we will show you it.
I hope you have a UV light for this one, Scotty.
I haven't tested it with the UV light. I did have your.
I know that's UV too. I can
Your
see
Canon.
it from here.
Oh, the wing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
it's a UV saddle. So that's
Oh,
that
here, I've got
product
one
right
right
there. Boom.
I could see it from here that was UV too.
Yep, there
Oh,
it
yeah.
goes. He wanted to see the Friday Night Flies
Here, I'll
UV
hold.
twist.
Yeah, just give me a shot from the edge. There it is, right there. Bingo. That's UV2 right there. Not
Yeah.
too.
Back
her
up
off
a little bit. Yeah.
It's
Otherwise, it
a
just
little
goes.
intense. Yeah.
You got to just kind of lightly hit it.
Okay, Scotty.
So
Show us how this thing's
let's
tied.
get to the ties. So the big change, because it is a sea-run cutthroat predominant fly, is that I'm tying it on a salmon hook. So normally it's tied on a streamer hook, but after the size of cutthroat I caught last year, I think the big hooks are not so bad of an idea.
No, I'm on it. And just for the record, that fly is staying here too.
Yeah,
I'm going to try it.
we'll see about that. So we're gonna get our thread on the hook there, and I'm going to bring it down the curve a little bit, and I'm getting to just above. I don't want to go too far down, but I want to get it down towards that barb on the hook. There we go. I like that a little better. And first materials, we're going to go with our tail or our tag here. So we're going to put a little silver tag on this guy. And so this one here happens to be gold on one side, silver on the other. If you do have this sort of product, whatever color you want to be showing is the color that you are putting down on the hook. So you can see I looped it over on that side. So I want it a silver tag, so I have gold facing up, because then when you go and wrap it on, it's going to reverse itself. So we get that on there nice and clean, and I'm going to bring my thread back up to where the hook or the shaft is going straight again. And then I'm going to work this mylar on nice and sexy, like touching wraps. And I don't like it when I get that little air bubble in it, so I do tend to pull it tight. There we go. So this is a little what's up now spot, or what they like to call in the industry is a hot spot. But just a nice little shiny tag at the end.
Oops, sorry.
And we're going to, this bobbin is loose, so we're going to trap that, and that's it. That gives us our little what's up now, little flash, little twist on the original pattern. Next we're going to do this tail, and so this part I kept the same as the pattern. I really like the use of the peacock curl for the tail on some of these traditional patterns. So I got 4 or 5 strands there. I'm going to bulk it up. I'm going to double it. So I've just trimmed them. I'm going to double stack them here. Get those tips all lined up. Oh, beautiful. All right, so
There's something about peacock herl, man.
It just has such a natural
Natural.
sheen
That's exactly what it is.
that it is hard to replicate. So we got that on there. Now this tail, I want it to be coming to the back of the hook here. So it's going to be sticking out from this fly quite a bit. But I'm going to get it tied on the top, a couple nice wraps, move my thread back. Apparently I got a scrap piece of thread in there. Now I'm going to fold all of this over, get in front, and then I'm going to trap it once more. And just neaten that up. Why I make it so big to start off with, so many fibers, is it is pretty brittle, so after a few fish, those will dissipate and become nothing. So it just gives me a little extra use of my fly. So that's that. Next, ribbon. We're going with some French wire, whatever. Nice thin silver wire is what I want to use. And I'm going to get that tied on. Just get my thread ahead of the herl there. So lay that on right back to the tail. Next, we're using some of this lovely Superfly glitter thread that I got here at Spud Valley, as I can see the Spud Valley sticker on there.
Buddy, that's a great place to shop for your fly tying stuff.
It is now. It is now. We've upped the game. So you notice I do have it on a bobbin. Makes it a lot easier when you're doing this kind of.
Of course, Scotty came in here to do a little preemptive fly tying this morning and ended up working. Helping us rearranging our fly tying wall.
I don't know how that worked out, but it did. Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
We appreciate the help, though, Scotty, because I tell you, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. Especially when you get into the fly tying stuff. It's pretty monotonous stuff to put on a shelf and keep it all somewhat
yeah. Nobody wants to do that.
It's tough.
It's a million packages.
It's tough.
Okay, so we got all that base layer on there. Now I could sit there and bulk up the body. So you can see on my body here, I have a nice taper as it goes forward. I find the glitter thread a little expensive to be using as a bulk. So I'm going to go to my cotton thread. I got a big ball of it that you get at the craft store, and then it happened to be about 7 or 8 strands of this to make the cord, and I just undo it. So this, what I'm going to do is get back up to my front, and we're going to tie this in, and so that's going to be my underlay. So I like to put it in, and I'll spin my vise here. So this happens to have a really short fold over at the eye. So I'm going to nip that in right behind that, so it helps to even it off. And I'm just going to run this down to the tail, and then I'm going to run my thread back up. And now at this point, that's going to make things a little easier. So I'm going to take my thread here, and at the back I'm doing my wraps farther apart, and then as I get towards the front I start tightening up those wraps and overlapping them a little bit more, which is going to build that bulk. I'm going to bring this. And so this fly doesn't have a ton of material tied in at the head, so you can bring it right up to just behind where you're going to build your head, and then I'm going to take some nice wraps back about halfway, bingo, and then I'm going to go back up towards the head, and there we go, presto changeo. Yeah, that stuff is not UV.
I was just going to say, it's the white sometimes, man. It doesn't matter what white it is. It reflects that UV light, doesn't it?
So that builds up our bulk. And what I'm going to do here is just tighten down, make sure that's all done. I'm going to give a quick half hitch or two for the next process, because I'm going to get off my finger. I'm going to just get rid of my thread, cut it a little long so it doesn't unravel on you. So now we're going to go to our red. And we're going to start this sexy body here.
Is that the glitter thread?
This is the glitter thread.
Oh, I can tell just the way it's laying in there with that sheen.
So try to get your wraps nice and neat. We will go back and forth a little bit here. But the cleaner you can make these first wraps, the better it is. I like to hold my hook still while I'm doing this.
I got you hooked on that glitter thread, didn't I, Scotty? Buddy.
I'll give it to you. Yeah.
Actually, I'll give it to Joe. Joe got me hooked on that stuff. He sent us a little goodie bag from Spruce Fly. Joe, we appreciate the goodies, man. Whenever you send them our way,
Yeah, we use them.
and we do a lot. And you know, because of it, we're bringing in some new products that we probably wouldn't have brought in because we didn't know about them. But that that glitter thread, I use a gunmetal gray a lot, and the black. And then there's another one, the peacock. Have you used that one?
I use that one a lot, yeah.
Ooh.
I use that on my nymphs a lot.
There's a whole bunch of different colors out there.
Alright, so we got that glitter thread in, and I like to do a couple wraps of it up and down.
Just maybe roll it over, make sure you got it on both sides good.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get good coverage. You want that profile to be nice and even as well. Good taper. Don't want any of that cheap white stuff hanging out. Alright. So we got that glitter thread in. Now I'm just going to get that black thread back on. And we'll trap it. I'll get rid of the glitter thread and the tag here. There we go. Back in business. Just want to make sure that's on there. I don't want that glitter thread coming undone. Okay. Your metal rib. Work it up. Personal preference, you can do them as wide or as close as you want. I'm probably doing a good 10-12 wraps. As I get up to the front, I'm starting to open them up a bit, get them a little bit bigger. Alright, trap that. See you later with the tag. Okay. So now, so that's another twist on the original pattern, right? So now what we're going to do is the second twist. So originally the pattern has more peacock curl inside there. I'm going to go to the Spruce Fly Diamond Dub, to the bronze olive color. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this, usually kind of makes it a little quicker, is I'm going to split my thread there. Bingo, with my bobbin or my needle, whatever.
Oh, that's a risky move, bud.
Get a little bit of that dubbing in there.
I've not seen that trick done before, Scotty. Where'd you get that trick?
That's an old trick.
Really?
That's old school.
That is old school for an old school fly.
So throw that in there. Give your thread a little twist. You like that little trick, eh?
Buddy, come on. Fill me in. Where'd you learn that trick?
Years ago when I started tying.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah, quick little way to get a little bit of dubbing in.
Yeah, it's a quick dubbing loop. That is fantastic.
So, I'm just going to bug this out just a bit. I don't want it too much. Get rid of any of those loose ones. There we go. Next is our wing. So, I got my UV saddle here.
Even Zach's riding me like a rented mule tonight. He's like, where you been, Brad?
So, I'm going to get myself a couple of nice ones here. What are we looking at? Hey guys, what are we looking?
Want a coffee, Scott?
I would love a coffee. So, get two matching saddles. And we're going to put them back to back. Match up your tips. There we go. Now let's start getting our length. So I want this tail, or this wing, sorry, to come back past that past that tail. You want those tips back there. So that's where I'm going to be tying it in. I'm pretty happy with that. Tips are matched up. Pretty sure I got them back to back. Yep. Alright, so that's my mark. Let's peel off the top, peel off the bottom. Let's make things a lot easier on ourselves and get rid of the bottom half. Bingo bango. Alright, so for a little trick here, what we're going to do is actually thin out the bottom part. And you're going to see when we tie it on, it's going to really help this wing to stand up a little higher. So again, you peel off a little bit more of the front here, because I want to tie on bare stem. Alright, so I'm happy with the top. Now the bottom, I'm going to go forward a little bit more. Alright. Ammo feathers cooperate. I'm trying to get the bottom halves here together. Almost there. Just a little bit more coming off this bottom. And it's going to get tied on in there. Oh, there we go. Alright, so put them both together. Lie them right on top. Couple good wraps. Make sure that they're sitting right on top and that they are where you like. And then secure those in. What I like to do with this top part is bring it forward, fold those tags up and over on itself, trap it. Because after you go through all the trouble with this fly, the last thing you want to happen is your wing to come out. So you can see by taking out those ones on the bottom how much higher it keeps that wing really nice and high. So we're pretty happy with that. Next is a little bit of rhea. So here's a little bit more of the Friday Night Flies creativity. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 strands of the rhea, and I'm going to tie them on both sides, and I want to match up my tips, so those two are a little longer. I'm just going to get them in there. There we go. So I find this part helps if you give them a little lick, keeps them all together. And what we're going to do is put a couple on each side to lie right on that inside curve. And I want it to be just short. So again, you want to tie them right on top. Bingo. See how that line's right in the middle of that white feather? Just gives an extra little pop of you know what. So I got some from my side here, and again, just stick them together. Those tips are all good. Match them up, same distance as the other side. Get them on, couple of turns. Give a little reposition if you have to. Oh yeah. Lock them in.
It's amazing how much that that olive bronze looks similar to peacock curl. Is that not, like, I can see it plain as day on the video here.
Oh yeah, it's like the same profile, right? Color.
I'm gonna tie a few of those water boatmen with that this year.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because I use a lot of peacock curl for those things.
Awesome. Alright, so last stage. Complete our fly. It's a little bit of a tractor neck here, also by Superfly. And this is the hot pink color with the black dyed on the inside, and I'm trying to find myself one that is not too wide because I don't want to overpower the whole fly by just covering it in this lovely hackle. There we go. There's a nice one.
Yeah, it's not like you didn't have enough feathers to choose from, eh, Scott?
Very particular. Alright, and you're not doing a ton of wraps on this. Bingo. Alright, so let's just clear off the base there. Get it on. Curvature is going down along the fly. And just like before, I like to grab that tag and wrap it back up. That way when I'm working on it, it's not going to pull out. Don't cut the rhea. There we go. Little hackle pliers going on. Now before I get going, I'm just going to coax these fibers down on each side of the feather. Kind of give it a quick little palmer. Alright, now be nice and gentle with these wraps and get them stacked just how you want them, all flowing behind the fly. Just like
God,
that.
that's amazing how that just changes that fly, Scott. It is purely amazing.
Okay, here.
I have to say, I'm probably one of your biggest fans, Scotty, at fly tying. When you said you were going to tie tonight, I almost wanted to cry.
You got pretty mad.
Yeah.
After
I saw that fly in your bag of tricks tonight, and I was like, man, there's no way you're leaving here without tying that thing. Just look at that thing.
Okay, so just clean up your head. If you got a little varnish, you can do that. Don't like this one little feather that I got trapped. Boop, off you go. There we are. So guys, that is my take on the old spruce fly.
Buddy, that's amazing. I assure you that this fly is going to be copied by a lot of different fishermen, Scotty.
I hope so.
Buddy,
I hope you come up with your own little color combos too, but there's our little Friday Night Flies twist.
Do you remember the gentleman's name that gave us a shout out on?
I think it was Greg. If you have the Friday, pull up the Facebook there.
Yeah, just you could chat there for a minute.
And yeah, I'm running blanks now. But yeah, great little sea run pattern here. I know when the those cutties come in, and
yeah, it was Greg Royak.
Greg Royak, yeah, he sent it off to Zach there for a challenge, and Zach shared it amongst us, and he came up with a couple really nice patterns with it himself. And so I saw his earlier in the week, and I was like, you know what, I'll do one that's a little closer to the original there.
Here, give us a nice, hold on, let that thing stop shaking, and then give me a nice thumbnail, Scotty.
Oh, I came up with one the other day that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's what I got to do for my thumbnail. But
what is it, like bloods with your hands?
I wish I could spell Friday Night Flies.
F and F.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. That's a perfect thumbnail. Awesome.
There was something so funny that I thought of last week, and I was like, I gotta do that. But
maybe you eating the fly or something.
But I can't remember what it was.
Okay, so we're gonna go back up top there, Scotty.
All right. So thanks for joining us. It's been a long night of fly tying.
It is.
But hey, our network is growing, and our fans are growing, and so
be a part of it.
There might be a lot of videos. But that's just more options for you guys to watch. You don't have to watch them all in one night, but we like it when you do. And,
yeah, you know what? Hey, it gives you an option other than watching the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, man, they suck, and our videos they're good. They're really good. You know, like, it's one of those things. It's the fly tying is the gift of giving, really, when you think of it that way.
It's true. It's true.
I hope that made sense.
He's got a point.
I was trying to make sense. Anyhow.
It's Friday Night Flies. I'm Boulder. Thanks for watching us. Join us next week on Facebook, YouTube, and don't forget the website, FridayNightFlies.com.